Good morning, class. Welcome to Politics and Governance. Let's discuss political ideology. This is Module 2. Okay, what is the meaning of political ideology? Let me read. Political ideologies are belief systems that provide people with a perspective on proper role of elected officials, which types of public policy should be prioritized, and how the various elements of society should be arranged. Normally here in the Philippines, we we are democratic form of government, and there is a presidential debate, lalo na pag mga uh, election. Sinasabi nila yung kanilang plataforma, no? Their belief, their system, and their perspective, no? Then the people uh, will see, observe, and analyze, and of course vote. Kung ano yung sa tingin nila na proper. And the moment na ito ang kanilang pinili for 6 years, we're going to enjoy or suffer on that ideology. So there are different kinds of ideology. And most ideologies identified by their position on political spectrum. Okay? A way of comparing or visualizing different political ideologies. So we will discuss and tackle different kinds of ideology. Okay, there are major political ideologies: Communism, Socialism, National Socialism or Nazism, Fascism, Anarchism, Libertarianism, and Marxism. So we have 7 major political ideologies. Let's go to communism. Communism is an ideology based on the communal ownership of all property and a classless social structure, with economic production and distribution to be directed and regulated by means of an authoritative economic plan that supposedly embodies the interest of the community as a whole. Normally, ang communism has the focus of this is the economic, no, program of the government. So nagiging communist, komunista ang isang lugar. Now, so far the communist countries are China, as well as North Korea, before ang Russia, communist country siya. Now, ang kanilang ideology is based doon sa communal ownership of property. Dapat lahat, no, ay pantay-pantay dito. At walang sinatawag na social structure, classless. Walang A, B, C, D. Walang class, no classes or sa mga tao, no. So, focus nila is economic production and distribution to be directed, regulated by means of the authoritative economic plans. Okay? Now, for socialism, this ideology based on collective or governmental ownership. Ang may-ari nito, kung so, ang communism ay pantay-pantay, there's classless, pero dito ay socialized, no? Kung may mga classes ay situate na ito ay socialized, no? Let's say ang mahihirap ay binibigyan ng pagkakataon. This is a collective or governmental ownership, no? Pero tapos ang nagdi-distribute ay ang gobyerno. Wala din ang may-ari ng isang property. Ang way nila is democratic management of the essential means of the production and distribution of goods. So, meron tao rin. It can often be difficult to define. That's true. Since different people have different ideas about what a socialist society would look like. These are a number of similarities between socialism and communism. Russia is a socialist, communist, and socialist country. Okay, now let's go to National Socialism or Nazism. This ideology originated as a nationalist movement in European countries after World War I and refers to the movement of the National Socialist German Workers' Party under Adolf Hitler. Okay, sa Germany yan. Nazism rejects liberalism democracy, the rule of law, and human rights, and stresses the subordination of individual to the state and strict obedience to leaders. It emphasizes the right of the strong to rule the weak, the inequality of individuals and races, and racial superiority of white Anglo-Saxon or Aryans. Ang white Anglo-Saxons, these are the American and English or from UK na mga Christian or Protestants na elite, no? So ayaw na ni Adolf Hitler yan. As we all know, siya ang dictator uh, sa Germany that time at yan, at pinahirapan ang mga Israelites. So this is the National Socialism or Nazism. Wala na ngayon yan, pero sa mga games, no, sa mga ating mga laro online, nandiyan pa ang Nazism, buhay pa. Now next is Fascism. It tends to celebrate masculinity, youth, and mythical unity, and the power of violence. Ginagamit yan. Kung nasa authority ka, nasa power ka, they are using that authority violently. Often, no, dictatorial din to. Not always. It promotes racial superiority doctrines. Okay? Ethnic persecution, no? Yung mga may team or Niger, yung mga discrimination talaga. Imperialist expansions, parang gusto niya yung kapangyarihan na mayroong mga empire, no? Imperialist and genocide, gumagamit ng dahas, pinapatay ang marami. Usually, Fascism spouses female solidarity and new opportunities for women of the privileged nation or race. Fascista. Now, this one is Anarchism. Anarchism is considered the state of undesirable. Bayan o bansa na walang kanais-nais na kagandaan. Unnecessary, harmful, and instead promotes a stateless society or anarchy. Sa lahat ng lugar, kanto, streets, talagang walang gobyerno. Ibig sabihin ng anarchy. Walang gobyerno. Lahat ng tao, kung gusto nilang mag-loot, kung gusto nilang magnakaw, etc., yun, magsunog, yun ang tinatawag na anarchy. It is a revolution. Anarchists seek to diminish or even eliminate reliance upon authority in conduct or in the conduct of human relations, but thus have widely disagreed on what additional criteria are essential or beneficial to anarchism and human society. Anarchism is usually identified as the most anti-authoritarian of all political ideologies. Kasi nga, walang namumuno, walang, kung ano yung nangyari doon sa recently sa Hong Kong, no? Sa kalye. Yun ang anarchy. Okay? So, magulo. Next one is Libertianism. It is a relatively new political ideology which was gained momentum in the mid or 20th century. So, libertarianism believed that any legitimate government should be small and should play only the most minimal as possible role in economic, no? So, kung ang gobyerno ay maliit lang ang kanyang role o sa pagkokontrol sa economy, sa social and cultural life of the people. So, ibig sabihin, minimal standards, ito lang. Pero kalakihan o karamihan, yung mga tao na mismo ang siyang nagro-rule. Furthermore, libertarians believe that the individual should be as free, no, malaya as is practically feasible from government. restraint and regulation in both the economic and non-economic aspects, whether ito ay kultura or pamumuhay, social living. So, merong control ang government pero napakaliit lang. Yan ang libertarianism. Marxism. Si Karl Marx, who wrote the writer, the seminal works of this political ideology, Karl Marx, which described the strengths and weaknesses of the capitalist economic system and argued that it would eventually be overthrown in order to bring about a more just and equal society. Pag sinabing kapitalista, ito yung mga bansa na namumuhunan, nag-invest sa isang bansa. No? Like, for instance, ang United States, no, of America, dati, sila lang ang kapitalista rito. Tapos, it is not healthy kasi pwedeng masira, mabuwag, no? Kaya maraming mga kapitalistang pumasok. Pag isa lang kapitalista, delikado yon. Okay? Now, sa Communism or Marxism, hindi pwede yan. Sabi nga, it would eventually be overthrown in order to bring about a more just and equal society. This would mean first implementing a socialist system and inevitably a communist society. So, siya kasi ang nagpasimuno ng komunista. According to Marx, all injustices and inequalities in the world can be traced to the class struggle on the inequality system. Marxists may be considered themselves socialist or communist as there exists much overlap between these ideologies. Di malaman kung komunista or socialist. So sometimes it's really hard. Tatlo na. We have Marxism, we have socialism, and communism. Basta sa kanya, ayaw niya lang na capitalist. And ang Marxism focus actually yan sa economy.